Hey everyone, welcome to Jersey Concept Friday here on Post to Post. If you're new, my name is Neil, and I am unbelievably excited for this one. Typically we look at, maybe reverse retro concepts or alternate concepts, or maybe some new home and aways or something else, some kind of other series. I don't think we've done anything like this on the channel in the past 2.5 years since I've started doing this. These concepts are based on NHL city flags. The timing is great because just a couple of days ago on the channel, we actually ranked NHL city flags. If you haven't seen that video, please go check it out. But Tim is the designer here, and his timing was impeccable. Like, not planned at all. He sent these in just as I was basically filming or prepping the video I just talked about. So I had to release these this Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Now, there are 32, so there's one for every single NHL team here. And, it gets a little bit complicated, kind of like in that first video that I did on just the flags. Colorado plays in Denver, but Colorado uses the state flag on their shoulder. Florida's also another one. Arizona, also another one that's maybe a little bit funky. Same with the Islanders. So, don't take this too seriously. I'm pretty excited for these, but I'm not going to take them too seriously either. Let's react together. I have no idea what these are going to look like. This is going to be a total reaction video between you and I. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, if you want to come up with concepts like this or another series that you have in mind, you can go to sportstemplates.net and get this exact same template that you're going to see in this video right now. And if that does interest you, you can use code POST2POST. That's going to get yourself 10% off. And obviously, if you're familiar with sportstemplates.net, you already know that there's other templates on the site, not just from hockey either. There's football and basketball and soccer and baseball. There's all kinds of templates, over 70 on the site actually, and there's been some new ones as well. And of course, maybe you don't want to spend the money, maybe you don't want to take the risk. Well, you're in luck, because if you've got Photoshop, there are free templates on the site. You can go right now and get those for free, play around, send in an entire set, and I'll review and rank or react to it. Description down below. That's where the details are if you're interested in that and want to do that. Okay, let's jump into this. Let's start off with the first one, Anaheim, because this is in alphabetical order as far as abbreviation. Bring it up on the screen. Let's go. Oh, okay. This is such good timing because I'm so familiar with these flags now. So this flag doesn't really scream Anaheim Ducks because, well, it's not really their brand. It's the city of Anaheim. So the colors don't make sense, but we have to consider the flag. Like, that's what this thing is entirely about. So just go through this with an open mind. I think that's extremely important. We can't really be critical of the colors being used here because they're being pulled from the flags. With that conversation over, I actually think this looks amazing. Like, the Ducks logo with these colors, I'm 100% behind this. I think this actually looks phenomenal. We've got maybe close to a shade of the Rangers, maybe Buffalo as well, but the accent color of that of that teal looks very, very good. There could be and some orange in there as well. I noticed he put some orange accents. That could upset from some Sharks fans with some teal and some orange, but anyways, I really like this. What a great start, Tim. Thanks for sending these in. Next up should be Arizona. Boom, okay, yeah, see, so Arizona doesn't technically play in Phoenix anymore. They play, like, outside, I think it's, like, near Westgate or something like that. So you can't use the Phoenix flag. I don't even know if Glendale has a flag. And you have to use the Arizona State flag. I mean, there's no choice here. So the shoulders, pretty aggressive for this one. I actually love the way that logo's been recolorized. The striping down below is pretty good. I like the approach of going with white, actually. It would have been the easy choice to, it's such a colorful flag. It would have been the easy choice to go with a full colorful jersey, but Tim's really highlighted the color as an accent versus the primary color here. He went with white as the primary color. I think that was probably the good choice. I don't know how I feel about the shoulders though. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, but it does obviously mimic the flag. Next, Boston. Oh, that is so strange. That is unbelievably strange. This is like, I don't even know. This is a St. Louis Blues Winter Classic jersey mixed with the Boston branding. It is unbelievably strange, but I really like it. Like, this looks incredible. But there's one really cool thing about this jersey that stands out as, this totally makes sense. I'm just using that sentence. This totally makes sense for this reason. The shape on the flag in the middle, the general shape, that's circular. Well, the Boston Bruins logo is also circular. So there's some pretty good, like, unintentional relationship there between the two logos, the one on the flag and obviously the Boston Bruins logo. I would kind of maybe want to see the state flags, as we're going through this. I kind of want to see either the state flag, depending on, the team like Arizona, or the city flag, which is going to be the primary, on all of these jerseys. Even though the jersey is themed after the city flag, put it on the shoulder too, because I think the shoulders maybe are a little bit empty here, and I think that specific city flag of Bostonia would look stunning. absolutely stunning on these shoulders. I'm angry as a Canadiens fan. I switch up my jerseys every video. I'm just happen to wear New York here, but I'm a Canadiens fan. I am angry that I like this so much. This is phenomenal. My favorite so far. Next, Buffalo. Ooh. Okay, Buffalo has a really, really cool flag. They've got lots of lightning bolts and stars and stuff going on. So it was really neat to see some of that being pulled straight from the flag and put into the jersey design. If this was created as an actual physical jersey, this would be like a sublimation print kind of thing. There was lightning bolts all along the bottom there and stuff. It's very aggressive for sure, but I could see something like maybe like a Stadium Series jersey kind of based on the flag, just in general. So maybe not this exact design is plausible, but the idea behind basing a jersey on a city flag for a Stadium Series game, I think is very plausible. So you're onto something here, Tim. Okay, next up we got Carolina. Wow. This one is going to be a miss for me, but I feel the same way about it as I do the flag. It's okay, but this whole Christmas wreath thing that's going on, I'm just not personally a fan of that. And also the space between the C and that bit of leafness that's going on is too close to me. It feels very cramped. I will say, however, seeing the Carolina Hurricanes logo outlined in that bit of yellow, that actually looks pretty good. I would love to see that thought developed some, regardless of city series or a city flag series. It'd be interesting to see a primarily yellow-based Carolina Hurricanes jersey. That seems crazy to even think about, but I'm curious to see what that would look like. Okay, next up we got, wow, Columbus. I mean, it mimics the flag, but the logo colorized like that, I feel like we're missing some crucial detail of the primary logo. But at the same time, it's hard not to love that light blue. It looks so good. It really does, complemented with the dark blue. It looks really good, and the red as well, and of course the white. The arms are very jarring though. Not my favorite. It's not bad though. Next up, we got Calgary. Okay. So a little bit of surprise here, actually, because this is really the first jersey that we've seen that just has, maybe other than Boston, but I was expecting the logo from the flag to be on this jersey in the front. You can see it there on the shoulder, and Tim's even included the Alberta provincial flag. I accidentally said Alberta state flag in a cup video like last week or something like that. I talk more about state flags than I do provincial flags. It was just a slip of the tongue, but I understand that I look like an idiot there. So he's got the Alberta provincial flag on the shoulder, which is great because they've actually done that in the past. So I know that totally makes sense. This is a nice jersey. It's a very two-tone jersey. I don't necessarily like the neck, though. I think if you made that top little bit here, like this section here, if you made that red, it would decrease the thickness of the white in the neck, and it would be a little bit closer to the thickness of the striping in the regular parts of the jersey, like on the arm in the middle. But that's very critical. I could totally see Calgary doing something like this. Very simple. Chicago. I was waiting for this one. There has been, regardless of this series, of all the designers and the concept creators and stuff out there, all of the jerseys that we've looked through in the past 2.5 years, no team has received more flag treatment than Chicago. Because it's an iconic flag, it's a really interesting color palette as well. In combination with the Chicago Blackhawks brand, it's hard to make look bad. And this does not look bad. He hit it out of the park here. I really like this. I think this looks great. I love the stars on the shoulders, and I love that the shoulders are white too. It almost replicates the entire design of the flag itself. The blue is the primary color here, where in the flag white is probably the primary. But I love the decision here. That blue looks phenomenal, and of course that logo colorized in red just pops so well off the blue. Very, very good. Next, Colorado. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is the Denver state flag. So he made the right decision here, and this looks so good. I would change the neck from maybe not to be yellow. Maybe I'd leave it in there. It does kind of balance with the stripes down below quite nicely. The shoulder patch recolorized like that and kind of redone is a nice touch. The C in the middle, you got to go with the C in the middle. And then, of course, a bit of mountainous texture or mountainous graphic there in the middle as well. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant, but I like vibrant, so I'm all for this one. This one's probably my second favorite so far as we go through this. Next is Dallas. Wow. It's odd to see that logo colorized like that on blue. But if you think about the way that the flag is designed, it really mimics it quite well, other than maybe like the bottom, because the bottom's pretty white forward, where it's not really like that in the flag. I think this jersey needs something on the shoulder. Maybe the Texas state flag. Yeah, I don't know. maybe just that little circular thing from the flag put on as a shoulder patch. I think that would be a really cool shoulder patch in general. Not my favorite, that's for sure. Okay, next, Detroit. Wow. Okay, yeah, I forgot about Detroit's flag. Detroit's flag is crazy. You got some fleur-de-lis in there. You got some like an American flag influence. Those lion things, I think, well, they don't come from, but they're similar to the lions on the Prince Edward Island provincial flag. There's just a lot of symbolism going on here. It's very, like, if you think about Detroit, they're the most boring, in a good way, like boring, respectful, subdued brand in all of the NHL. The Devils are there as well. They don't really change things a lot, but, Detroit never changes anything. So to see basically the most aggressive design that we've seen so far be a Detroit one, it's just so foreign. It's just so weird to me. It's really not that bad. Like it's very, I don't want to say offensive. It's not offensive. It's a little visually offensive, but it's like overpowering, maybe is the right word. I'm not sure. There's a lot to look at. I think as a jersey collector, you could really appreciate this. But on ice, I think this would definitely look a little bit silly. Next is Edmonton. Oh, you know what? This is actually not too far off from their real colors. Clearly, the orange has been completely desaturated to kind of mimic the same colorization that's gone on the flag, but it's really not that different in general. And I think the overall design is okay. The middle of the jersey where the logo is, using that pinkish like plum purple color, very desaturated version of it, makes the logo a little hard to see as far as the edge work. It's not that bad. This is definitely not my favorite. I'm just not a fan of that bronzy kind of color, but it's not bad at all. Next is Florida. Okay, there's only one decision you could possibly make. Sorry, I got something in my eye. There's only one decision you could possibly make for Florida, and that's to take the flag and just lay it on top of the jersey. I think that's really the only thing that you could do to make it work. I do, however, wish there was a little bit of a call out to blue, because I believe in the flag, it's a little hard to see on my screen. In the flag, there's a woman wearing, I think, a blue dress. So having just a bit of a blue call out would be kind of cool. Also, they've got some blue in their brand currently, so I'm not sure how you'd implement it in this design, but I would like to see a little bit of blue in here. But it's not bad. I will say that the neck, being the burgundy, really clashes with the red. So they're kind of in the same color family. So I would definitely change the neck. I don't know what I would change it to. I don't mind the burgundy in the logo, though. Maybe that could change to blue, but then the logo would look weird if that was blue. I don't know. What do you guys think? Next is the LA Kings. Okay, Los Angeles has a crazy, crazy city flag. It is nuts. It does not, like, if you take the LA Kings brand, the colors that they use, everything, and then you take the Los Angeles city flag, they are the most two opposing and different brands in general that you've ever seen. There's like no color whatsoever, at least in the current one. It's a very kind of rigid design. It's like a shield, and there's lots of angles and stuff. Whereas the city flag, there's tons of color. There's like weird, like jaggedy things. There's a lot going on. It's very different. So I actually kind of like the approach that he took here. He didn't try and meld the two, and it would just be crazy, I think, if that was the take. So I think Tim went with the right direction here. He went with the general brand of the LA Kings and just added a flavor of the flag, and that's down below in the striping. I could absolutely see them doing something like this as maybe a warm-up jersey or a specialty jersey, just to kind of celebrate the city during a special event night or something. Minnesota, holy crap, this is so good. I don't know how I feel about the shoulder patch. I think maybe that should be the off-white instead of the red. I think it would pop a little bit more, but that logo colorized like that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I love the St. Paul just underneath there as well. Typically, when you combine a really, a character graphic or an element and text and a text element, they really fight for attention. And you could argue that they do here as well. But I think from a design perspective, because the logo is sitting on that platform or that stripe in behind, it's developed a relationship between those two, and it almost forces the separation of the St. Paul down below. That really forces that as a secondary element versus trying to fight for the primary element. And I think if that striping was not in the background, those two would be clashing. So the combination between the backing stripe and the primary logo there that we're used to works great in combination with the St. Paul down below. This is great. I highly approve this jersey. I love the colorization here. It's very odd for Minnesota, but it really does work. This may be my favorite so far. I really wish that shoulder patch was in white, though, to kind of mimic the numbers. I find that the red just kind of blends in a little bit too much. But man, Tim, great job on this one. Next is Montreal. Okay, Montreal has a really cool city flag, as you can see there. And I think this is the perfect decision. He's taken he's taken those symbols, he's taken that imagery, and he's just calling it out. Simple jersey, all white. Put the numbers on the shoulders and keep it very symmetrical. Each shape on each arm, 4 coming down, and just let it do its thing. I think this was a great decision here by Tim. I don't even mind the striping in behind the logo. You could maybe say that could be removed. It could be just a completely clean jersey. But yeah, I don't really mind it back there. This is a good job, Tim. Next, New Jersey. Okay, so this is the Newark flag, if I'm not mistaken, and it is a very strange flag. Actually, this might be I don't know if that's Newark, because the Newark flag that I saw was different than that, I think. But in fairness, the one that I found was like 350 years old, so maybe I just didn't find the current one, or maybe this is, maybe I had the wrong one, I'm not sure. But I will say that gold, or that, not gold, it's almost like a coffee cream kind of color, in combination with the red and the black, looks good. I think the striping is whatever, the numbers are whatever, but the logo kind of recolorized like that. I actually kind of really like that, so it's interesting to kind of see that when I think about certain logos that could be, redesigned or maybe have a different color palette. New Jersey is one of those ones that I think about, but I've never really considered, just in passing, thinking about it, introducing some kind of yellow or some off-white or cream. But now that I see this, I can see that it was a pretty good decision. Next, Nashville. Wow, this is really not much different than an actual jersey. He's really just played off the shoulders as the relationship builder here between the team and the flag. And I don't think that's the wrong decision. I think that's an okay decision. I believe that this is extremely acceptable and plausible. I could 100% see the team doing something like this. I could see the fans kind of getting behind this one, but it's pretty close to a regular jersey. Next, the Islanders. Okay, so Nassau County actually does have a flag. I did not know that, but is Belmont in Nassau? Because Belmont doesn't have a flag. I looked that up. But I did look up to see if Nassau had a flag, and I couldn't find it. But obviously they do if he found it. So, because when I did the flag video the other day, I just used New York State flag for the Islanders because I couldn't find anything. So I'm not sure. But either way, this looks great. Because it's got a little bit of purple. It's like in between blue and purple. Got some orange that contrasts nicely with the orange. Call out on the shoulder to the symbolism in the flag. That looks really good. And yeah, I could definitely get behind this one. This one looks good. Next, the Rangers. Very strange. I said this in my flag video. Very strange because of the colorization. When you think New York Rangers, look, red and blue and white. Do you think red and orange? Or do you think blue and orange rather? No, that's the Islanders. Islanders are blue and orange, not the Rangers. Just so to see a Rangers jersey colorized in orange instead of red, very strange. But that's not Tim's fault. That's just what the flag is, okay? So I would say that it doesn't look bad, but it feels very unnatural. Next is Ottawa. This is great. Ottawa has a really cool, unique flag, as you can see up there, and this jersey is pretty much perfect. I would make those stripes on the arms at the same horizontal plane as the striping in the middle, but that's extremely nitpicky, extremely critical. The colorization of this is great. There's nothing really like this in the NHL. It's got a little bit of Seattle vibes, a little bit of Vancouver Canucks vibes, but the shades are different. And I think this could definitely work. I would love to see Adidas do a city flag series, or just a flag series in general, whether it was the state, the province, or the city. It'd be really cool for Adidas to do. Next is Philadelphia. Oh my God, look at that arm. Okay, I will say, I think that one arm was the wrong decision, but I'm gonna try and ignore that arm. So right away, I don't like the arm, but the rest of the jersey looks so good. I love these colors together in general. And I think the striping is, that's pretty cool. That reminds me of the Quakers jersey a little bit. But yeah, that arm, it's so distracting. There's an arm on the arm. There's you see that arm way up there doing that? That's odd. That definitely, I need to move on from this. It was creeping me out a little bit. Pittsburgh. Oh, wow. Okay. So the Pittsburgh city flag should not look unfamiliar at all to any hockey fan, really, because they use the exact same colors, generally, as the Pittsburgh Penguins. However, there is that repeating checkered pattern in the flag, which Tim has put on the shoulders. That's an interesting idea, but it looks very out of place. It almost looks like this jersey is wearing a cape, and that cape is that checkered thing, but you can just see it because it's draped over the shoulders. I do not like the shoulders at all. I would 100% change those and have them to be black or something. I do like the logo in the middle because Pittsburgh actually has used blue in their history originally. Actually, they originally used to be blue. So having that logo colorized in there like that is not unnatural, but those shoulders, dang. Next, Seattle. Wow, you know what? That actually looks like it doesn't look that off-brand for the Seattle Kraken, but based on the flag, it's so close. This works. This totally works for me. I'm down for that. I don't know how I feel about the Space Needle being in there, but the arms, I like the tentacles on the arms. I think that's kind of a cool idea. No red though, but I mean it's based on the flag, so there's no red in the flag. So why would you put it in there? Yeah, 100%. This is good. Okay, next is San Jose. Ooh. Okay, so I'm sitting here looking at this one for a little bit. I will say that it is a fine jersey, but 100% not the direction that I would have gone with this jersey. And I think that there's better things that could be done here based on the flag. No offense, Tim. I believe that going with a white jersey would have been the correct decision based on the white and the flag, and then using the yellow and the blue as the accent color. I think that would really pop off of the white. So I wouldn't necessarily change any of the arrangement on the jersey. I would just make the jersey primarily white. I would maybe add in a little bit more of that yellow color, maybe make the interior stripe, but that's currently gray or blackish. I would make that yellow, make the rest white. I mean, that's the direction I would go. I don't think I'm necessarily right. It's just the kind of the path that I would go as a creator. Next, or as a designer. Next is St. Louis. See, this is tough because St. Louis already calls out that flag in the back of the neck. So I think the best logical step would be to go with a bold approach. And this isn't necessarily bold. It doesn't really take too much from the flag other than the fleur-de-lis that's on the shoulder. Because the arch isn't in the flag and that logo doesn't really have anything to do with the flag other than the colors. I don't see a lot of relationship here between the flag and the jersey. I think if they were going to do it, they would do something a little bit crazy and silly. I think they would use a primarily red jersey and have the striping mimic the pattern of the rivers on the flag. It would look silly, and I don't think it would be a nicer jersey, but I think the relationship would be a little bit better between the two. This is a fine jersey. Like, as a jersey itself, it's actually really nice. If this existed, I would definitely buy it. Next, we got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got a really unique flag. It's not shaped like any of the others. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Ohio State flag, but that also has a really cool, kind of similar shape, actually, a little bit. Now, the jersey itself, other than the shoulders, 100% I could get behind. The shoulders feel very out of place, kind of like the Pittsburgh one. Very foreign, very unnatural, very out of place. There's just stuff going on. There's stuff that's going on that doesn't even make sense. Because that's just what the flag doesn't even make sense. There's just so much stuff going on. So I would say no to this jersey in general. But yeah, the shoulders are crazy. Okay, next, Toronto. Okay, this jersey is going to drive me nuts because the flag drives me nuts. It's not Tim's fault. I am so critical of this flag. I really like this flag. Just for the record, if you haven't seen that previous video where I ranked it, I think I ranked it pretty high. Maybe it might be in the top 10. But why would you make it off-centered? Why would you not put that in the middle in the flag? I just don't understand the logic behind that. I'm sure there's a reason, and I'm sure there's going to be some people in the comments telling me what it is, but it shouldn't need explanation. Most flags are symmetrical. Just make it symmetrical. You don't have to be different, Toronto. Just put it in the middle, make it symmetrical. You'd have an incredible flag. Right now, it feels unnatural, it feels off-centered, because it is off-centered. The jersey mimics that. It's not Tim's fault. I will say that I actually, Canadiens fans are going to like this. I really like the Toronto Maple Leafs logo colorized in red on blue like that. I think that looks very good. If you just remove that white shape from the back of this jersey and just maybe added in some regular white striping, but keeping the logo red, I could see this actually being a pretty nice jersey concept regardless of the flag. I like it a lot. Okay, next is Vancouver. I do like Vancouver's flag. It's very different and unique. And there's lots of stuff going on, but it's a great call out to the wonderful province of British Columbia and the city of Vancouver. This specific shade of blue is amazing. I love it. And then it complemented with the green looks good as well too. I don't like the neck. I would 100% change the neck. It's too thick and too white. That's what she said. The shoulder patches look great on there. Call it straight from the flag. So I'm a big fan of that. But change the neck, man. This could be an awesome jersey. I mean, it's already awesome, but it could be perfect, I think, in my opinion, if the neck changed. Next, we got, okay, this is strange. When I think Vegas, I don't think blue. But I believe even the Nevada state flag is in blue. I could be wrong there. I'm trying to think in my head. I don't own that flag, so I'm not sure. But the blue could be called out from, the Las Vegas city flag could be a call out from the state flag, and that's why that flag is blue. and that's why this jersey is blue. So maybe, there is some logic behind there, but this feels very strange. I'm so used to seeing red as their accent color or their primary color. If we're talking reverse retro, seeing the blue in there, it doesn't feel right. I think if it was some other like new team or concept or something, I could get behind it. But with Vegas, I'm not sure. But I mean, it does match the flag. He's even got the little like wrestling belt stripe thing kind of going at a diagonal. I would definitely change the shoulders, though. I don't like what's going on with the weird shape kind of coming in towards the armpits. But anyways, let's move on. Winnipeg. Wow. Great decision on the jersey. I think if you removed all of the, I don't want to say this, but if you removed all of the flag symbolism from this jersey, this would be an amazing jersey. But I think adding in some of those other colors from the flag, I mean, what do you do? It does not look like the Winnipeg flag that I looked at. I've just realized. So maybe I had the wrong Winnipeg flag. Maybe I was looking at a different flag. Now I'm second guessing my video that I've already scheduled to release. As I'm filming this, it's actually Tuesday. You're going to see this on a Friday, but I've already scheduled the flag video. So, man, maybe I made a mistake in that video. Anyways, yeah, I think this is odd. I would keep the flowers actually down here because there's the red and the red matches, but the green and the yellow having at the bottom, it's very, very odd. You could even keep the shoulder patch in there. I think that would be okay. Okay, next is the Capitals, which I think this is the last one. This is almost a no-brainer. This isn't the best concept that I've seen based on a Washington flag, because we've actually seen some in the past. Washington has one of those flags that a lot of people pull inspiration from, and we've seen some concepts. So while this is a very nice concept and I do like it, I don't think it's the best one that I've seen. It's a little bit t-shirt like because of the stark stop of the red and then continuing to be white down the rest of the sleeve. It does look like a bit of a t-shirt, but it is a nice jersey. I think my favorite, actually, I don't know what my favorite is. Give me a minute. I gotta go through these. Okay, so I've got my favorite, and I'm not gonna cycle through the images on the screen here. On my screen, I'm going to, but I'm gonna call some of my favorites, and I'm gonna tell you my favorite. So, Boston was excellent. Chicago was great. Colorado was great. What else? Minnesota was great. Montreal was pretty good too. Ottawa was excellent. Philadelphia had promise. What else? We had Vancouver's. Vancouver's was very good. I think my favorite, though, well, I mean, I know my favorite. My favorite's going to be Minnesota. So I'll put that back up on the screen there so you can see it. My favorite is Minnesota, even though it doesn't like 100% represent the flag. I think the way that Tim used the colorization and the layout, that is a call out to the team that already exists and the brand that already exists, the general layout. I think that makes sense. And then just really kind of used the colors in the best way possible. Yellow is a very jarring color, so let's not make that the primary color. Let's not even make that the secondary color. Let's make that the tertiary color. And that's what he did in the sun and the logo and then the text in the St. Paul. Great decision. Like I said earlier, the only thing I would change is the colorization of the patch. Otherwise, this is a phenomenal jersey. I really like this, Tim. Tim, thank you so much for sending those in. I really appreciate it. Had a ton of fun going through those, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. If you've got a couple of minutes, please take those couple of minutes and go down below to the comment section. Let me know which one was your favorite, which one was your least favorite. If you want to rank them all, I read all the comments. You do that. If you rank all of these in a comment, I will do my best to heart it. And sometimes I don't see the read more thing, and I just see the top 5. But yeah, I appreciate you going through the work and doing that, or just telling me which one you like the best. I'm sure Tim is interested as well. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for another video. Adios.